The more things change, the more they stay the same. That's kind of how I feel 2 days after seeing Star Wars The Force Awakens. I remember when I first heard that J.J. Abrams would be directing this first Star Wars film under the ownership of Disney, I thought to myself, well, we've got a 50-50 chance. After all, Star Trek 2009 was the first film in a while to make me feel kind of the way I did when I was a kid seeing the original Star Wars for the first time. But Star Trek Into Darkness was a major disappointment. So I'm happy to say that we got that first 50% rather than the latter. In fact, there is a well-made video on YouTube that does show how similar some of the basic plot points and themes between Star Trek 2009 and Star Wars A New Hope have with each other. And I think that if you do think critically about film, that how you respond to this film is going to depend on your level of cynicism, because it's not too hard to see the many plot and character arc parallels that Star Wars The Force Awakens has with the original Star Wars A New Hope. So yes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Once again, our movie opens on a desert planet. Once again, we have a young and reluctant hero-to-be befriending a droid and trying to find themselves. Once again, our villains have access to a massive doomsday weapon with 1,000,000 to 1 odds at being defeated. And while this film does in many ways seem to be repeating a lot of what we have seen before, it also does a great job of subverting what we have seen before as well. So let's not forget that these films do start with the words, "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away," reminding us that Star Wars is, among other things, a fairy tale. And if it's one thing that kids love, it's hearing the same bedtime story told to them over and over again. There is something comforting about that for a young child, and I think that Star Wars confirms that the child in all of us needs that too. So once again, I find myself completely swept up in the story and having a lot of fun at the same time. And I think one of the things that was missing from the prequel trilogy was a sense of fun. Back is the swashbuckling fun and adventure. Back is the look of a used and lived-in universe. And while CGI is obviously being used, also back is the use of real sets, real makeup, and real practical effects, although sometimes enhanced by CGI. Something else we didn't have in the prequels is some good character chemistry. And this happily is back also in The Force Awakens with its new cast, and of course the return of old favorites doesn't hurt either. And while the characters of Han Solo, Princess Leia, now General Leia, and Luke Skywalker are all in this film, aspects of all their basic character archetypes have also been transferred into the new characters of Rey, Finn, and Poe Dameron, as played by Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac. I would also like to add that this is the most animated that I have seen Harrison Ford in a motion picture in quite some time. Now, I should stop and preface that unlike a lot of Star Wars fans, I do not hate the prequels, but I do agree that they do have their problems, and most of their problems are in the writing. And if there is one thing that I can say about this first Star Wars film under the stewardship of Disney, is that by the end of the film, the writing and the directing are strong enough that I did feel like I got a complete story, but that there was also enough unanswered plot threads and mysteries set up that I am anxiously looking forward to Episode 8 in 2017. This is TJR. Thank you so much for listening, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.